2022 has been a tough year for crypto fans. While cryptocurrencies were super hyped a few years ago, and NFTs certainly exploded onto the scene with a lot of momentum, both have spent a lot of times on the rocks recently. In this video, we're going to look at the recent trends in NFT trading. And if you're a true believer in NFTs and crypto, this might be a little concerning. First, let's look at where NFT trading volume trends. NFT volumes have been down for the last 9 months. How down? Well, the drop has been a whopping 97% since January of this year. While the trade volume in NFTs was $17 billion in January, September saw trades worth only $470 million. Well, we say only, but $470 million is still quite a lot of change. It just looks really small relative to the volume earlier in the year. Though NFTs have been around for a while, the hype for them really exploded in the past couple of years. You can ask a million analysts for the reasons this happened, and you'd get a million different answers. But here we are in 2022, and the NFT craze is slowing down a bit. It's a lot like what happened to crypto in the late 2010s. The real losers in this slowdown are the people who bought NFTs at the very top of the market earlier this year and are suddenly finding out that their assets aren't worth as much as they had been before. Not even close. Many of the people who've fallen into this trap include high-profile individuals and celebrities who bought into expensive NFTs and are now left high and dry. That being said, people who were waiting for NFTs to die are going to have to wait a bit longer, because there's some good news to be found in the NFT market. Moving on, let's examine the performances of the top 5 NFT projects. The top rankings of NFT projects have long been dominated by Otherdeed, Mutant Ape Yacht Club, Sorare, and of course, the famous Bored Ape Yacht Club. Over the past 30 days, all of these have experienced shocking drops in sales performance. Bored Apes are down 37%, while the others are also down by similar amounts. Otherdeed is holding on a little better with a drop of just under 25%. On the other hand, one project has gained a lot of ground this past month, and that's the Ethereum name service, known in short as ENS. It's gaining a lot of attention for being something rather different from the typical NFT. Rather than buying a JPEG, or a link to a JPEG to be precise, ENS allows you to invest in crypto domains. It's a bit like buying a website domain, though it may not have anything inside. Investors are drawn to the fact that ENS domains could be of some use, which will further boost their value. Another project that's holding on is CryptoPunks. It hasn't cracked the top 5 in sales just yet, but it also hasn't lost a lot of ground amidst the NFT slowdown. In fact, it's made some minor gains. By virtue of not losing value, CryptoPunks is rising, though it remains to be seen whether it can take on the apes at the top of the market. Next, we're sure you're wondering why NFTs are trending downwards. One of the big reasons that NFTs weren't able to sustain a growth period as long as Bitcoin and other currencies did is that the wider public never got excited about them. The truth is that cryptocurrency is relatively easy to explain to a layman, and so are its benefits. On the other hand, there are still lots of people who don't quite understand what an NFT even is. Though it was a while ago, you might remember the sheer scale of the fervor that surrounded cryptocurrencies around 2017. We can bet that you know people who were looking into making their own investments at the time, and you probably know people who did end up trying their hand at crypto. But when it came to NFTs, the average person was never really convinced that spending millions of dollars on a JPEG or whatever was worth it. All the hype for NFTs was driven by companies and celebrities trying to incorporate NFTs into various things. But those ideas and concepts all received backlash from the public, leading to those ideas being canned. So we're at a point right now where you could buy an NFT and do nothing with it. At least cryptos can be used as money in some places. Now, another factor complicating things is the cryptocurrency market. The collapse of the Terra and Luna cryptocurrencies dragged the entire crypto market into a crash. And while NFTs and crypto are different things, you could imagine that the market sentiment of one had an impact on the market sentiment of the other. It's widely understood now that the crypto crash was caused by people becoming hesitant of risky investments and cashing out while they could. Well, NFTs are similarly risky assets, and with rising inflation throughout the world, people are less interested than ever in spending money on something they barely understand. While cryptocurrencies have some potential to recover, it's going to be a little harder for an esoteric asset like NFTs. We're not expecting to see $17 billion of trade in NFTs anytime soon, that's for sure. But this may not be the end of the line for them either. Finally, the only question that remains is whether NFTs can recover. People often call cryptocurrencies and NFTs solutions in search of problems. For NFTs, they're only going to become popular again when people have a compelling reason to want them. ENS is a good example of this in action. The crypto domains offered by the Ethereum name service are more than just hexagonal octagonal display pictures. They're things that could actually be useful down the line. Right now, people who really believe in NFTs are looking towards the metaverse to give purpose to their tokens. You can already buy virtual clothing, accessories, and even real estate in the form of NFTs. And while those things may have no purpose in the fungible world, the metaverse is all virtual, so virtual tokens will have value there. But of course, the metaverse itself isn't a safe bet just yet. Unlike NFTs though, you can convince people of the value of the metaverse, and getting a few people into that idea will be enough to start a chain reaction of hype. That's the best chance NFTs have at a true renaissance. But we're a long way from the metaverse being a real thing at the moment, which is going to be bad news for the people who spend billions on NFTs only to see them plummet in value. In other news, one NFT project that's done for good is the one by CNN. Wait, hold on a second. CNN had an NFT collection and it wasn't even called CNNFT? That's right. In the summer of 2021, CNN had a really bright idea to launch an NFT collection called Vault by CNN. The idea here was to give investors the opportunity to own a piece of history by turning CNN reports of historic events as well as artwork inspired by the reports into NFTs. And while the idea may sound crazy, CNN did end up making around $300,000 from sales of their NFTs. However, as we saw moments ago, the current climate of the NFT market isn't that great, and that's probably why CNN announced the end of the Vault. While they're retooling their website to allow buyers to view their NFTs, that hasn't done much to reassure those investors. Investors spent a fair bit of money on the CNNFTs, thinking that a major company like them would give their platform better support, but now they're feeling like the rug has been pulled out from under them, and CNN's compensations are proving too little for them. But hey, at least Vault by CNN lasted a lot longer than CNN Plus, their misguided streaming service. Up next, Logan Paul feels the burn of the NFT dip. Here's the current state of the NFT market in a nutshell. Logan Paul invested $623,000 in an NFT called Bumblebee, which looks like a race car driver sporting a samurai-style helmet. What's that NFT worth now? $10. Okay, we're kidding. That's actually just a rumor, and it's blatantly untrue. But DAP Radar reports that the value of Bumblebee is now holding at $7,272, which is still a pretty steep drop. The NFT has lost an eye-searing 98.8% of its value, which has got to be devastating to Logan, emotionally that is. He could probably cope with the hit financially, but boy, there are people who'd be ruined by this turn of value. And finally, here's an update on the cryptocurrency trade. After the crash in the summer, values are pretty much holding the line, as they have been over the past few months. Bitcoin, the bellwether of the cryptocurrency world, is still relatively stable at around $19,000. No signs of any recovery on the horizon though, as inflation remains high in the US, and the Federal Reserve tackles it by jacking up inflation rates. Crypto fans may want to settle in with a warm blanket and a cup of hot cocoa, because this cryptocurrency winter is gonna be a long one. That's it for today's video. Let us know in the comments section below what you think of today's NFT and crypto news. But whatever you do, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.